Welcome back to the DNX show, and today we're going to be talking all about Unadilla and just a little bit of MXGP. All right, so Doc, I think we both can agree on this, that Jett Lawrence will go down as the best motocross rider ever.
It's looking that way. If he doesn't get hurt, I mean, I don't feel like there's any reason to believe he won't do that.
He has won a 450 Supercross championship. He has won now 2 motocross championships. A perfect season in there, okay, mind you. He's won 2 SMX championships. He has a Motocross of Nations championship. And let's be honest with ourselves, it's looking like he's going to win a 3rd SMX championship with how he's riding. And I'm also going to say he most likely would have won the Supercross championship if he didn't get hurt this year, right? So yeah, I think personally, and you mentioned this earlier, he's 22 years old. He has 10, maybe 15 more years. I know 15 is a little bit of a stretch, but at least 10, right? Now, if we want to get specific, I don't think he'll reach McGrath's 72 wins in Soupy. Like, I don't think that's possible. However, the moto side of things, I think he has a legit shot at being 1 or 2 on the leaderboard in like most wins, moto wins, like championships. Like, that's how good he is right now.
You know, they evolve all the time, right? Somebody comes in and is crazy fast, and then everyone evolves and then meets that level. I just kind of feel like we're not seeing full Jett still. Like, I mean, at times we are, right? But like, I feel like some of these races where he's winning, we're really not. And it's a little scary, although he does make a lot of mistakes. Like, I shouldn't say a lot. He does make some mistakes. Like when he was in the split lane at Unadilla and he went over, like, dude, that could have been really bad. Like that could have been like a season ending over right there, over the wall onto his head. That could have been really bad. But, and he does some stuff like that where he saves it. But yeah, I don't know. No, I mean, I don't think there's any way around it that he very much could be the GOAT. I think he could do the Supercross too, to be honest. But
I think he could. I think it kind of hurt him in a way that he missed out this year for getting some of those stats. But that's the thing with Soupy. Like, you have to be there, right? You can't be injured. And I think it's going to be tougher in Supercross to get 72 wins because there's a lot of guys that can win at Supercross. I almost said Soupy, like Soupycross.
Soupycross. Yeah, I mean, like Chase is a demon indoors. You know what I mean? Chase is really good. Deegs will be really good in a couple years.
I mean, Cole's going to be there, and when the next 10 years, Cole's going to be super good, right? I mean, you got Eli still. We saw what happened in San Diego. Dude, I think it's going to be tough. Now, later and towards his career, I think he most definitely will be up there with the Tomac of Supercross wins with James Stewart, like at 50 range. But getting that additional 20, I think, is going to be very, very tough. But dude, some of the stuff that he did, and actually I should go back and say we do have some up and comers like Deegan. I know a lot of you guys will be in the comments already flaming us like, what about Deegan? What about Deegan? I don't know if Deegan has like the speed and like the I'm not even gonna say, I'm just gonna say speed to catch Jett. Like Chase Sexton is probably the 2nd best guy in the world, and he barely beats Jett. I
mean, like, Deegs could be Villapoto 2.0 on a 450, and like I see some trends that way, and it wouldn't surprise me if Deegs got in a 450 and was just an absolute dog, right? Just a psychopath. But I could also see him being really, really good, and Jett just being that much better, you know?
But it took a little bit for Villapoto to get good on the 450, right? It took a couple years, right? By then Jett's not even in his prime, dude. Like, Jett's good, but like he's 22. Like, I would say prime years are 25 to 30. He's 22. In 3 years, what are we gonna see from Jett?
Hopefully somebody going very fast, because it's gonna be boring if not.
It's honestly unbelievable what Jett has been able to accomplish in his career. And it sounds like we're glazing him, but like, if you guys been following us, you know that
we haven't been. Yeah.
Like, I'm a Chase guy, Doc's a Tomac guy, and most likely every weekend when those guys are fully healthy, we're not picking Jett to win. So,
I mean, like, I think if you're not a Jett fan, the best shot you have at like messing up this trajectory of just being dominant is like he gets a bag from a different bike brand, switches, and the bike's terrible. And
I
then
don't think he's ever going to switch from Honda. In
You
my
don't think
humble
so?
opinion, I don't think he'll
Oh,
ever do it.
ooh.
In 10 years, I don't think he's switching brands. I
You
think
he
they
stays on
understand.
Honda for his entire career.
Dude, they understand that he's going to be the legendary, like the most legendary rider ever. Like, if I'm Honda, I'm never letting go of that. I'm never letting go of his brother either. I'm taking both of them until they finish their careers.
That's just our Honda riders for the rest of our lives because we're old already. You know?
Yeah. Why would you? Like, why? Like, who?
Well, I mean,
who is
sure.
up and coming that can take over that Honda spot? And what other team would Jett even go to? Right?
What if Cowie sees that and they're like, you know what? Bag, huge, giant, enormous truckload of money. That's over Honda. You just think Honda's going to match no matter what? Just match or
Oh, 100%. Like, he has, like, what was it? A 4-year contract? I already forgot. 4 or 5 years at 4.5, I believe. I think it was 5 and 4.5. That's 5 years. He's not moving, right? Or 4 years or whatever it was. I mean, he's going to get another bag after that, right?
Yep.
Like, there's maybe in 4 years, maybe Kawi pulls out something. Maybe Yamaha pulls out something. But by then, Jett's going to be like, I'm just going to stay on Honda for the rest of my career. Like, what's the point? You know, maybe late, like Kenny switches back, like to a different brand or something, right? I don't know. I don't see it.
Yeah, I don't know. We're cooked.
We're
cooked unless you're a Jett fan, then you're farming forever.
Yeah, if you're a Jett fan, you're gonna be winning a lot, brothers. Like, even I'm gonna take like F1 as an example here. Like, cars are dominant, right? So, for example, Max Verstappen is a really great driver, but his car is also super dominant, right? So that's why he's able to win so much. This year, it's McLaren's with Lando and Oscar. I don't think that's the case for Moto. I think Jett can get on any bike and be the same Jett that we see today. You know, it doesn't have to be a Honda for him to be this good, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I just, was hoping for like a struggle, like a little get used to phase, a couple races.
Yeah, no, that's not happening.
A couple races where he gets third,
No, that's not happening. So I mean, as you guys know, this segment is takeaways. Jett Lawrence is an alien. He will go down as one of the best ever to do it. I don't know how much more we can glaze him besides all of that information, right? Now, let's go over the 250s because we both agreed that we thought Dees was going to go out there and go 1-1 and like wrap up this championship, right? That didn't happen. That did not happen. Did you see that he crashed on the opening lap of practice?
A weird one too. It was like he just like, I think it looked like he got scared, like he wasn't paying attention, and like the top of the jump was just there, and then all of a sudden he was in the air and like got nervous because I don't know, it was weird. All I gotta say, personally, I gotta put some respect on Joe. I really do. I gotta start putting Joe higher on my predictions list every time. Like I have to. And Joe's cool, man. He was saucing the sky shot up.
Bro, I saw a video on TikTok of Joe hitting the sky jump, and as he hit the lip, his leg hit the dirt or whatever, and he almost ate shit. I mean, like one of those crashes where you grab your leg on the lip and you fly, like your whole body move. That was him. He almost ate it. Yeah, I'm glad that he didn't crash. I wrote down Deegan playing smart. Joe will be dominant next year. That's my takeaway here. And I put a bold prediction on Twitter saying that Joe is about to win everything next year. I mean everything. It doesn't. I think we talked about this too. Like it won't matter what Supercross coast he's in. He's gonna win. Outdoor. I mean, Tommy V's not there. Deegan's not there. Who is the next guy like with Joe's speed that we've seen this year? I mean, I don't think anybody has Joe's speed right now, besides Deegan, obviously, but he's moving on.
I mean, I would go Cole is the only one that I think could. Although Unadilla wasn't a great showing of speed. Was wrong on that one.
Yeah, we'll get into that. We'll get into that in a little bit because I got roasted on Twitter. So many people tagged me. It was like, your bold predictions, dog. We'll get into that.
It's not as bad as mine.
But I think Cole's obviously going to be a demon in Soupy, right? Everybody knows that. Outdoors, though, I just don't see anybody touching Joe's speed. As of right now, I just don't see it. I mean, going back to Redbud, Millville, I mean, he should have won maybe besides Washougal, or he did win Washougal, but the race after Washougal, which was Ironman, where Deeks dominated. I mean, he should have won 3 out of 4 of those. So, that's my take. I think just Joe is going to be the best guy next year. And I think when you guys see our predictions going forward, it's going to be Joe everywhere because I think he's going to be the best guy. And I would say at the beginning of this year, it's Levi. You got 10th, brother. You got 10th.
I mean, he could do great next year, but I mean, I feel like that'd be a really bold prediction to say that based off of this year. I will say going into this year, I would have said 100% Deeks gets the SMX chip, regardless if he wins outdoor or supercross, because he's just so good there. I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't know. I mean, Deeks has a ton of momentum. Obviously, he's going to win outdoors. I mean, most likely will win outdoors, won supercross. He's obviously confidence is not an issue with him. But I don't know that Joe has ever been this confident either, right? Like, he lost the chip, but like might be winning the war. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I just feel like Joe looks the best we've ever seen him, and Joe has been a problem in SMX for Deegan every year.
And I think for SMX, it just comes down to starts, right? And who's been getting great starts as of late, you know? I mean, Joe's been 1 or 2 off the rip. I feel every moto, dude, like literally like last 4 rounds, it's been Joe and Deegan off the rip, right? And I think Deegan is great at going through the pack, so I don't think he'll have a problem in SMX. But if he gets a bad start, Joe gets hole shot, I think one of those motos, Joe's going to win.
Even Adilla, Joe didn't even need to get a hole shot, bro. He bodied everybody in the first lap.
That is very true. Like, that is very, very true.
That's what they were talking about on the broadcast, is like that was his major issue. And now, like, he's like, you know, I think James said it. He's like Ken Roxon on the first lap, just doing weird stuff and making it happen. And I mean, that was always Joe's issue, was intensity at the beginning, whether it was the season or the race. And if he solves that, like, if you look back through history, if Joe wouldn't have been a snail in the first part of the race or the season, like, Joe would be really dominant, like have a lot of race wins, because he's always very good at the back half. So I don't know. I really think if he solves that intensity issue, and it looked like at Unadilla that he did, I don't know, dude. I think he's gonna be really hard to beat, like really hard to beat at SMX.
It's gonna be so fun to watch because, I mean, even going back to Soupy, he was still good. Like, with the broken hand, bro, he won the first race of the year, dude. And with the broken hand, he was still getting 5.6s, you know, 4, 5, 6. And so I think like you mentioned this, like the confidence going into SMX, I think is going to be the biggest factor for him, because he knows that he can go out there and just dominate. He won by 40 seconds, bro, in Moto 1, bro. And Deegan was in second place after the 3rd lap, and he just gapped him every single freaking lap.
Everyone that's going to comment like, oh, he's in championship mode. I mean, okay.
I get that. I get he's in championship mode, but 40 seconds?
But Joe, yeah, I was going to say, but Joe also put like a minute on 3rd place. So, you know what I mean? Like that, take Deegs out of the equation. Like, we're on different bikes here, you know, like we're in different classes. It's not even the same.
And I did see something that, don't quote me on this, but people were telling me in my chat during the watch party that Deegan may have been hurt because of the crash from practice. Like, he hurt his hand or something. They
said something on the broadcast about his hand being sore. But like, I don't know. Deegan, of all the people Deegs has raced, you can tell he gives Joe the most respect. And on his podium, Deegan was no excuses. Like, yeah, championship, but also Joe was riding insane. Like, I don't think Deegan was just cruising around that much where he was just getting gapped that big. I think he was getting gapped.
And I think if you take the championship out, I think Joe would have just won that race the same way. Like, I don't think Deegan mentioned this too. He's not comfortable on that track, and he has to figure that out. And Joe looked super comfortable out there. So like, you take championship out, I think the same result. Like, it doesn't matter, same result.
Yeah, maybe a smaller gap, like a little bit smaller gap, but I don't think. Yeah, I think Joe wins no matter what.
Yeah. So big shout to the boy Joe. He dominated that race, both motos. That second moto that he went and passed everybody off the rip? Or was that first moto? Second moto, that was incredible what he was able to do. Same thing with Jett too in his second moto, going around that outside, dude. That was so clean. But yeah, so big shout out to Jett Lawrence. He's an alien, maybe the best that will ever do it. And Joe, amazing ride for first place. And Deegan playing it smart. I think it's very smart on his side of things, playing it smart and being in championship mode, right? So
he's doing his job for sure. You know,
yeah,
and he's gonna do it.
Little side tangent. I saw a few little comments here and there, and it was like, oh, he let Joe win because he didn't want to race the 450, or like the AMA. It was like, oh, we got to have a championship on the last day because otherwise viewership is going to be down. So that's why he played it safe. Like, I saw so many different, I want to say excuses, obviously, but I mean, let's be real. Joe was just better, and Deegan just didn't feel comfortable.
That's the only conspiracy theory that I would fall for, is the viewership one. I mean, because it would be really bad. You know, both chips were. I don't think that happened, but the viewership would be down if both chips were up.
Okay, so let's jump over to our surprises, and let's say in the 250 class. For my surprise, it was the boy Juju. Okay, he had multiple different good starts. He was right there battling off the rip for a while. He goes 6'4" on the day. And that is the best performance we've got from Julian since like round 2, dude, at like Hangtown. And I don't know if you heard this on the broadcast, but he was dealing with concussion symptoms, and that's why he wasn't performing.
They were talking about him where he got contacts, right?
I would assume it was contacts or like something with his eyes, and he's had headaches. And I'm assuming that is from the High Point crash where he got a little maybe concussed, because he hasn't been the same since then, right? And he figured it out. He can finally properly see, and he goes 6'4" on the day. I think that's the Julian that we wanted to see all year long, right? Like, just there.
Yeah, it looked like he could get a podium for sure. You know, like, looked like he looked racy. And yeah, I mean, definitely can attest to those concussion symptoms are weird. Like, mess with your vision, all kinds of weird stuff. And if you're not on, and you because like, he might have felt like good during the week, and then when there's all the pressure of like race day, like, it can definitely, at least for me, like when there's pressure, like my stuff acts up big time. So that makes a lot of sense. And then you're just off, like you're just a little bit slower. You can't, like, I don't know. I don't really know how to explain it, but that would make a lot of sense.
Like, on my side of things, when I used to go ride, now I don't know if this is necessarily what Julian's or had to go through, but for me, when I went riding, I squinted a lot, right? So like, I would be squinting through my goggles, and at the end of the day, I would have a massive freaking headache. And like, I would like get it during the day because I'm just squinting in the sun. And now I don't know if that's what Julian is dealing with or dealt with, but I know for me, that was one of the factors that I absolutely hated. And I still need to go get that checked out. I just never went, and I probably should, but concussions are no joke. But Julian, amazing ride. 6'4" on the day, 5th place overall. Dude, Budds Creek? A little podium?
Maybe.
I'll
be there.
Okay. Okay, for 450, biggest surprise. I don't think there's necessarily a surprise anywhere, because I'm looking down the rider list here, the overall results here. I mean, it's our traditional results, right? Jett, Hunter, Tomac, RJ, J. Coop, DF, Malcolm, Barsha. I think maybe the biggest surprise is 9th, maybe Kyle Webster, right?
Why is he on at 450?
He should be practicing 250, right?
Right. I don't know. Anyway, I don't know. That's just the strangest thing. Like, you would I can't really think of a scenario. I mean, like certainly cross training makes a lot of sense, but like
I feel like gate drops 6 motos on a 250 versus this field would be so good.
Like, yeah, riding the 450 during the week, but then racing the 250. I don't know. I can't really wrap my head around why he's on a 450, but hey, what do I know? I'm just, over here. My surprise, it's not really a surprise, but again, it should be a surprise because of how surprising it is. It's Ken Roxon. Dude comes off the couch and just does great. It is so impressive, like I just don't think of many other people that could do that. And especially not like a build up to like, we're coming back to Dilla and we're like working towards it and yay. It's just like, let's race this weekend, sure.
Yeah, dude.
And
I mean,
and
what did we say in our predictions? He's one of the best starters on these off weekends, like these one-off weekends, bro. He goes out there, he basically pulls whole shot. He's like 3rd place. And I mean, he gets 5th overall in Moto 1. I mean, I had him for top 5, like I'm like hyped as hell. Second moto, he's still right there, dude. Like off the rip, he's still right there. I don't know if you saw this, but he pulled off because no crash or anything. He pulled off because he was tired and he didn't want to crash, which at Dilla, I get. I mean, that track was sketchy. I mean, there's edges everywhere. It's a high-speed track. He's not fully healthy. Like, I totally understand. It's a bummer because he probably would have finished like 9th if he just put it around. I mean, he would have beat Prado. Like, let's be real. And but I get it at the same time.
And the thing with Kenny is like he has like a genuine shot at SMX. Right? Like he's good enough in soupy and weird one-off races that like he could definitely get a podium in SMX. I genuinely think he could still win the thing. It's gonna be hard, obviously, but here's something. He gets off the couch and is 5th. Imagine he goes into outdoors healthy. I think Kenny could be winning races.
That's also a thing though. Like, I don't think he could be winning races because the one thing I will say is the grind of the season for Kenny, I think wears on him too much. So supercross, it's not as bad of a grind. I mean, yes, there's a lot of rounds, but it's a little bit lower impact, I would say. And outdoors, 30 minutes plus 2, 11 rounds, 22 motos. I mean, that toll on his body being that old and his injuries, I feel it would just be more. And so, like, I would rather have him come back for, like, 3 rounds, like 3 or 4 rounds, like, space them out, do your favorite ones, instead of just one every year, right? But I get it.
I just want him to win, just come back for Supercross and win. Like,
yeah.
Like, dethrone Jett.
Another surprise would be RJ whole shot leading. That was awesome. That was so sick.
Surprise.
I mean,
awesome.
It is kind of surprising though. Like, you would think he would be there, but not necessarily leading for, I think it was 8 minutes, I think.
I mean, he was out for a long time, yeah.
Or maybe it wasn't 8 minutes. It was at like 6 minutes, and then Jett made the pass around the outside, which was dirty, bro. Like, so dirty.
Rick James is my dad. I think that's just what it is. I think RJ's just going to be that guy. I'm telling you, keep an eye on Supercross. I think he's going to be podium guy, like every week.
Going into our letdown, staying in the 450 class, none other than Jorge Prado. I mean, let's be completely honest here. And the reason why I say this, and now I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this. We've gone over multiple videos talking about him. Okay?
We know you're a hater.
No, not at all. I predicted him podium, okay? And he, first Shimoda, pulls whole shot. He literally pulls whole shot. He was in 2nd, then he was in 3rd, and then he was in 15th. I mean, I don't understand.
And he like looked good when he pulled whole shot too. That's the thing that, like, he looked like he felt like he should be there. That was what surprised me. Like, it wasn't like there wasn't like a pile up and he somehow got in the lead, and then it was like he fought to get to a whole shot, and then they didn't even talk about him. It was just like all of a sudden I was thinking during the race, I'm like, wait, where's Jorge? And then he was in like 12th.
Yeah, dude, I was following it because, like, there was moments on the track where I saw him get past. He would look back and then just like cruise. Like, he would look back, see who's behind him, and then like I'm saying putt. I'm putting around the track. at his speed. Obviously, it's super fast, but like he was putting around the track. Like he ran like back-to-back horrible lap times, and I called it out because I made a video on it. I'm like, because I had a prediction of him doing good, right? And I'm like, like that can't happen. We're not gonna go into a huge spiel because we've done it so many times now. I think I just have to get over the factor that he's not doing anything. He's not. I want him to do good. I said it, prediction, podium, top 5. I mean, he was just good at freaking Ironman, bro. What is that?
I mean, like, okay, so everyone going in the season and during the season, we've all been kind of making excuses for Jorge. Like, it's the first year, you know, getting used to it. It's the first year. But the thing that I think is weird is what you just said, that like visually you can see him give up, right? And like, there's a difference between being a world champion and like trying your hardest every single week and learning and it just not coming together. But I don't feel like that's what I mean, we don't know, but it doesn't look with my eyeballs that that's what's happening. It looks like he's just pissed off and frustrated and then just cruising to finish the track.
It seriously is, because I mean, at the beginning of the year, we mentioned new tracks, new team, everything, right? That's the same case for Geode. He beat him straight up, passed him straight up. That's the same thing for, say, Ben Paturel. I mean, didn't necessarily beat him, but Kyle Webster, he's probably never even been to Unadilla, right? I mean, like, I can't give him, I've said this before, I can't give him benefit of the doubt anymore, and I'm not going to bring him up after this podcast until he switches brands, which most likely will happen, and then we'll talk about how good he's going to be next year. But at right now, I can't. I got nothing for him, bro. He's been so bad. Like, he should be like 6. Like, he should be right behind J Coop. At worst.
A bad, like, he's 2-time world champ, obviously not doing, like, not feeling good, doing bad. Still should be a top 10, like, every single time. Yeah. Every single moto, no matter what.
It's bad. Now, we also have some bad guys on the 250 side of things, and
I'm not gonna participate in this one.
First we'll start with Levi Kitchen.
Yeah, that guy's cooked.
Like,
I'm just kidding.
He went 2-1 last year at this place. I thought he was going to be really good. Maybe the track was way different. Honestly, like the prep wise, it was way different. Mm-hmm. So maybe that played a huge factor for him. Usually he's pretty good in these like edgy tracks though, where it's like hard pack, pretty edgy, high speed. He's pretty normally good. But he goes 10-10 on the day. Now, I didn't even see him that much on the broadcast. I'm not going to cap. I don't even think I saw him at all actually on the broadcast. That's just my letdown. Because he almost got beat by a guy first race ever, and that's Caden Dudney. That guy actually should be on one of my biggest prize, maybe best ride. But yeah, barking. But I mean, it's Levi Kitchen, and maybe you guys are getting tired of us talking about letdowns for Levi Kitchen, because it feels like it happens every week. Like, we think he's going to come out bark and he just struggles again.
Yeah, and then obviously there's Cole, and I don't really have anything for you. I don't really know. I mean, he seemed surprised. I haven't really been able to talk to him since then. He said, I asked him, how are you this morning? And he said, bad.
Do you think it's maybe, now just hear me out, this is going to be probably way out there as a take, but do you think he probably first race just nerves got to him maybe a little bit?
I mean, it's possible. I saw a couple of people post like pit boards, from the mechanics, like what they were saying, and his a lot of the time said, jump bumps or loose or that kind of stuff. Like, maybe he just wasn't riding himself. I don't know. I have no idea.
It was weird because, I mean, you expected way better. You expected a moto win. I mean, I expected a top 5. I guess I predicted a top 5, right? And so I think what just caught us off guard was how, like, 23-23, I think it was technically for the moto scores. Now, he was up there a little bit, I think. And I think he actually crashed in one of the motos.
I think Moto 2.
Yeah, so he was up there a little bit. But I think personally, I just didn't expect him to struggle that bad. Now, I was kind of expecting I know I did a prediction of top 5, but I was kind of expecting like 10 through 15, you know, for his first round.
Yeah,
So,
that's what I was gonna say. 7 to 12.
yeah, but being outside top 20, I was like, damn, like
But
what's going on?
again, I'm not gonna panic. Like, I mean, I'm not gonna panic at all because I love the kid. I don't care what he does. He's a really good kid, and he's gonna do great. That's where I'm at. However, I think like next week, you know, this week at Buds, I think will be a better show of where he may be at, right? Like if he goes 23-23 again or like down there again, then like maybe he just needs to work on outdoors a lot. I don't see that happening at all. Right? I think nerves are gone. There was a lot of hype. I mean, we had some hype. There was other people, tons of comments. Like that's a lot of pressure. Like not to make excuses, but I feel like if he goes out and gets like 10th or 8th or 7th or something like that at Buds, I think we just forget about, like you could easily forget about Dilla. It's just like whatever, right? Buds, much different track.
And I will say this, go back to Deegan's first year coming to Ironman. What happened there? DNF in second moto, right?
Yeah,
so
terrible.
I mean, at least Cole, from this perspective, at least Cole finished both motos. He got the laps in, he got the nerves out. And like you mentioned, he could come out next week and go 7 to 12 and be like, oh, okay, that's what we kind of expected, right? So,
and that's what he's such a like mentally strong kid. Like that's what's always, I feel like I've seen in him that felt like different than anyone else. I mean, he's so young, and I talked to him at the races. He's always really calm and really focused on himself. And so I feel like he's going to be his biggest critic this week. Which is crazy because I feel like people are going to hammer him. But I feel like he will be his biggest critic and he will fix himself, you know? But I really don't think we need to worry about it. Like this week,
If he comes out, like I said, if he comes out 7 to 12, I'm be like, okay, that's what we kind of expect. You know, next year he should be, you know, that 3 to 6 guy, in my opinion, and then get some moto wins eventually, right? So, I don't know about Joe, actually, to be honest. But that's what we kind of expect, right?
Joe undefeated next year?
Imagine. Could you imagine? Oh. Okay, so now going into some best rides. Let's say in the 250 class. I think one, you got to give it to Joe, right? First moto up by 40. I mean, that's a spectacular ride, right? And then the second guy that I have is actually Jordan Smith. Jordan Smith was absolutely barking out there. He went 8-9 on the day, but there was moments in Moto 1 where he was absolutely flying, battling with his teammate Harp, which RIP to Harp. It looks like he broke his collarbone, so I hope he gets healthy. Yeah, I mean that was a struggle. I saw his post. He said they collided in the air, so that's not good. I don't know what rider that he collided with, but yeah, going back to Jordan, like he looked like he was spicy out there, flying, passing, ripping through the pack, and so that's one of my best rides for sure.
I got one. And I'm gutted for him that he didn't get a podium, but Seth.
Oh, yeah.
Because Seth has been, like, Supercross, put the bar real high, and then definitely hasn't lived up to that bar in outdoors. Tons of issues, I'm aware, but, like, we had, like, a Seth showing. You know, if he could have just held on a little bit in that second moto, he could have got himself a podium. You know?
3-6 on the day is still a pretty damn solid day, in my opinion, for him.
Thanks.
Another guy too, Caden Dudney, the rookie, first pro race ever, but he was actually first moto. He got 7th, so like he was literally right there with Garrett. He was right there with Smith, right, and that really surprised me because like I knew of Caden going in, right? I knew of his name and stuff like that. I didn't expect him to be that good. Even in Moto 2, he was ripping. He had a little tip over, but he was absolutely ripping.
Yeah, that kid's gonna be. When we're talking about Joe and who's up and coming next year, that's who I was thinking of the whole time. Was like, yo, that kid might be a problem next year. You know,
I don't know how good he is in Soupy. Like, I don't know what his Supercross skills are, but his outdoor skills after that showing, I'm like, oh, dude, like top 5s, bro. Like, yeah, almost like guaranteed. And then going into 450 best rides, I mean, champion Jett, right? You got to give it to Jett. I wrote down RJ because I love that initial moto where he was leading. That's one of my favorite moments of the day. But you could also give it to, like, say, Kyle Webster in 9th place, Guillaume in 10th place, right? Cody Schock got into 11th place there. I mean, Ken Roxon, first moto was spectacular, right? So, I mean, Shane even got 17th, which is really good.
Yeah, make it make sense though. The on a 450 for Kyle Webster, I don't understand.
Yeah, I don't know. And you know that they talked about this on broadcast that, like, his season's like it's winter in Australia, so that's why he didn't start in Moto 2 Ironman last week, because it was just so hot and he wasn't prepared for it. I mean, his showing 8-9, that's pretty good.
I just don't understand. Like, yeah, he's riding great. I just don't see how this benefits him for nations. You know, like, obviously gate drops, US, but like maybe there's something with the team, right? Where like they didn't, because 250 engines are really expensive and all that stuff. Maybe there's like, hey, we can bring you over, we'll give you a bike, but we can't give you 250, which is crazy. I don't understand, but I don't know. I just don't see how on earth not riding a 250 makes any sense. Unless, do you see the rumor that Jett's dropping to a 250?
There's no way Jett drops. I saw that. There's no way.
There's literally no way, right? Like, that's like a 0.0% chance that happens. But like, how crazy would that be?
There's also another rumor that, like, Hunter dropped down, but Hunter shut down that rumor in the interview. And I'm like,
no way.
Yeah. I mean,
dude, imagine though, Jett's on a 250. Oh my gosh,
that'd be crazy. I will say, bringing up your point, like, they maybe didn't have an extra 250. They did bring over Brody Connolly for quad lock, because that was with Kyle Webster. They're both over there battling. And so they brought both of those guys over under the quad lock tent, I'm assuming with the help of HRC a little bit. And maybe that's the only reason why he's not on a 250 is because Brody has that bike. I don't know.
Yeah, but don't you think they would prioritize?
You would think HRC maybe, right? Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
like, is Kyle Webster for sure the 250 guy?
That's I'm gonna assume for sure. Like, why would you put Jett on 250? Like, why would you do that? He can win. He can win the Open in MX1.
But like, is there another guy that could be in the running for the 250 class?
No.
No. Right. Okay, so if he's the only one, I don't know.
I will say, I only know 2 New Zealand guys, right? And that's Cole and Brody Connolly. And Cole and Brody Connolly. I'm assuming there's not, like, I don't know any other person from that country that is really good. But I will say, in a few years, when they get that extra guy, they're going to be a solid team.
So I asked Cole about this earlier in the year. He said he brought up Brody and himself, and he said there's another AMS kid over there that's ripping. And so he said same thing, in like a few years that they're going to have a crazy team.
Yeah, because I was going to say, like, Cole on 450, Brody on Cole or 450 when they move up, right? And then that AM kid, I'm like, dude, that could be a dangerous team in like 5 years, 4 or 5 years. Okay, now let's go into a little MXGP that happened over this weekend at Sweden. And, bro, honestly, Saturday, I thought it was going to be a snooze fest. I mean, I watched that qualifying race, and I'm like, yeah, it was definitely. I watched that qualifying race, and I'm like, bro, there was like one pass. There was a couple passes, but it felt like there was one pass all moto long in both classes, and I was like, bro, this is going to be so bad. Come Sunday, I'm like, this might be one of the best races of the year, dude. Like, in MX2, let's start with MX2 here first. In Moto 1, Sasha pulled whole shot. He was gap in the field, but I got to give it to Adamo. He came back from 10 seconds with 8 minutes or like 9 minutes left and won that moto. On that track too, very impressive, all right? And then also what I really liked in Moto 1 too was the passing opportunities that everybody had. Like, I saw Kai make some great passes around the outside. Cam didn't also make some great passes. Langenfelder as well. And so I really liked how, I don't know if they like did the track prep differently or something, but it worked. Like, so, and then for like the overall in Moto 2 for MX2, Langenfelder pulled basically a great start. He was second off the rip, got into first and just dominated the race. And he rode spectacular in that moto. And what did we talk about? Inconsistency in MX2, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at. 5-1 for the overall.
5-1 for the overall, bro. I'm like, what the hell?
1-8 for third.
That's crazy to think about. Like 1-8 and got you third place. You get 1-8 in Pro Moto, you're getting like ninth.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, inconsistency all over the place, but the championship leader figured it out and still won the race. Kyle only lost 1 point. He got second place. He lost by 1. So not a huge point gap difference in that overall. I think he actually gained a point overall in the championship because he beat him by 2 spots in the qualifying race. And then Adamo third. Sasha rode pretty good. He just had a bad second moto. My prediction of Valin getting a podium, he was right there, okay? He was balling. He was right there. I was so close. Your prediction for McClellan getting a third, that didn't happen. He got 7th, but he did make some great passes in Moto 2. The track was just hard to pass in general. Or Moto 1, excuse me. The track was just generally hard to pass. But now, for MX2 cases, the points, I believe, is 30. What's the points gap? It is 40. Exactly 40. So 4 rounds left, 40 points. We have a sand track coming up, and then they call them 3 flyaways, which is basically means that they got to fly to like Turkey, China, and Australia. And I also learned that flyaways mean they build the tracks. They're not like actual tracks. They just build them for the event. I didn't know that. So
that makes sense.
Yeah. So 40 points for MX2, 4 races to go. I think Lingenfelder has his champ. I'm not going to cap. I think he has it.
Yep.
But yeah, I'm assuming you watched the reactions, right?
Yeah.
Or watched the highlights or something, right? Let's just jump into Moto 1 here. Gifting
is my hero.
Dude, insane. I mean, he got to start. He was ripping. He was battling with Geyser. I don't know if I said this in the reaction, but like, bro, Gifting, you're battling with legends right now, bro. Soak that in and just finish this race. Yeah, and then he cross-jumped Geyser and goes down and didn't. And he got like 17th. I'm like, God damn, bro. Like, all you had to do was finish the race. You got like 4th, right? That was a really bad crash. And someone asked me on TikTok to give you my thoughts about it. And I think personally, Gifting moved over because he wanted to go to the inside. And Geyser hit the lip where he stayed and didn't move. And they just collided. So I think it was kind of Gifting's fault a little bit. Because of just, if he went straight, I don't think Geyser hits him. Just in my opinion. But yeah, I mean, then after that, nothing really happened. I mean, I don't think anything really happened after that. Lucas Kunin, though, bad start. He was like 22nd, went to 7th. So pretty decent, I guess. But Moto 2, bro. Holy smokes. I mean, dude, that crowd was going crazy. You could hear them through the freaking broadcast, bro.
Yeah, it looked so like special to be there, you know, like the vibe just unreal, you know. Lucas
Kunin crashes on the first lap, dead last. He goes to 13th. I will say that the championship looks kind of over now.
Yeah, that's a lot of points. That's a lot of points in one race.
Yeah, like he was 9 points going into the weekend. Now it's 41, 42. And I'm like, that's tough.
Yeah, 9 definitely doable. 15 maybe doable. 41. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, like that's going to be tough. And all you needed to do is go like 3-3, bro, and lose like 6 points, 7 points, you know, like 7-13, I think. I feel bad because it's just he had the championship in his grasp and just instantly 1 weekend it's over, right?
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. 2 bad races, you know, like
back-to-back bad starts too. That's the problem. Like if he pulls whole shot on that track, I would assume he's getting first or second, maybe third. Right, with Jeffrey being on like that speed. I mean, also Gifting, right? But in general, you would be like, all right, Fevra, him, 1-2, like that's kind of given, right? If he gets a start, but starts horrible, both motos. And then let's talk about Gifting. All right, I cannot believe that guy just straight up passed Hurlings, and then straight up passed Fevra with back-to-back laps. I think it was back-to-back laps. And I thought for a second he was about to win this thing. I'm like, dude, this is the most craziest thing I've ever seen. And then he goes down. I'm like, dude, I can't believe what I just watched.
Buddy was just passing people off of like aura only, you know, like it was just vibes from the crowd. He was just Dude, I bet it was so cool to be there. Like when he passed for the lead, I bet it was such a crazy atmosphere.
Do you think the nerves of almost winning
Dude,
made him crash a little bit?
it had to have played a factor. Like, there's no way any person in the world ever could like not at least have some sort of like knowledge of what's happening, right? Like, you know what I mean? And like let it get to you even if you're Jett, right? And you're from dead last going through the pack, like the crowd that loud, home turf, like it's gotta get to you to some extent, you know? And like for him not being Jett, right? And being privateer and like all that emotion, yeah, it had to have played some level of, you know, distraction or something in that.
I think the home field makes it a little bit worse too. Like you had it in your grasp. The fans were going crazy, bro. And then like just in an instant. And like the crazy part too, like he didn't need to go faster. Like he could have just rolled around and probably won because like I don't think Fevre was going to make an attack there because he kind of knew like, oh, I'm going to win this, right? And dude, if he goes outside there, he wins because he doesn't go through those ruts.
That's why I'm saying like he was just going off of pure vibes, like pure emotion, right? Like just want to do it for a hometown crowd. Holy crap, I just passed Hurlings. Holy crap, I'm in the lead. Like brain wasn't working, he was just going, you know, and then made a little mistake. I don't know. I mean, made a fan in me big time, you know, crash or not, right?
Oh yeah, it was one of the best moments of the year for sure, dude. Like there's been a couple, but that might be the best moment of the year. Just like even though he didn't win, just the general what was happening, right, was insane.
Ripping. I can't wait to like try to talk to him at Nation.
Yeah, it was honestly one of the best races for him as well as just in general. I think as you mentioned, there's a lot more fans now for him, which I think is going to be great. I know there's a lot of people in the comment section. I made a post about it, and he was like, "Give that guy a factory ride right now," and
like that was a great thing, regardless of what happened. Like that's huge for him, I'm sure.
Yeah, just crazy moment, crazy race, and going through the list for the results here. I mean, Geyser DNF Moto 1, he did pretty decent Moto 2. Got kind of crashed, a little tip over. I think he got like 6th or something like that in Moto 2. Maybe 5th because of the crash from gifting. He didn't finish the race. But 7? Okay, so 7th. Shout to Panzer. He got 7th overall, right? Koldenoff 5th overall. Renault showing for 4th overall. Vlaanderen is going to be 3rd overall. Can we talk a little bit? Okay, I will say Hurling 2nd overall and Fevre 1st, right? Can we talk a little bit? Netherlands not picking Hurlings?
Whoa.
So it's Calvin Vlaanderen, it is Koldenoff, and Kaida Wolf.
But over here on my paper, it says South Africa.
So they don't have a team. They don't have a team for. It's only Vlaanderen and Camden McLellan. So they don't have an official team there. So he transitioned, like his country now, he lives in Netherlands. So he's kind of like a Netherlands.
Wait, they can do that?
Yeah, like if there was no Australian team, Jett would be the United States. Could you imagine Jett on the US with Jett, Chase, and Deegan? That would be crazy, bro. But anyways, so Netherlands is Vlaanderen, Koldenoff, and Kai, which I think is still a great team, especially with Vlaanderen showing up as of late. Koldenoff's been solid all year long. But it is surprising that they didn't go with Hurlings.
I wonder, did he opt out? Did he like decide not to do it?
So that was the original thing that I thought, because a couple of people mentioned that, and then he actually did an interview with Gate Drop, so shout out to them. And he was like, no, they just went in a different direction because, one, I haven't been racing all year, and Vlaanderen and Koldenoff have, and they've been really solid. And I have full respect for what decision that they made, and he's going to be a reserve rider for them if someone gets hurt.
I mean, that makes sense, right? Like they gave it to the guys that have been there the whole year, like honoring their commitment to the season. That makes sense.
I think if AP finished off the year, I think AP would have got it, right? So
yeah, I agree. Yeah.
So, yeah. So I just was so surprised when that came out. I'm like, no Hurlings, bro. It's crazy to me.
Yeah, it's just crazy, right?
But yeah, just a wild thing. Excited for Motocross Nation. We've been talking about it for a while now, but we're excited for it. I think we're gonna do a little.
Goal, baby.
Yeah, we're gonna do a little kind of build a team in our next podcast, which is gonna be out this Friday. We're gonna do a little game that I saw that I think would be pretty cool. So be on the lookout for that. But yeah, that's MXGP. Yeah, I really don't got any more else to say about MXGP. We have Armin this weekend. I think that's how you pronounce it. It's Netherlands track for this weekend. It's a sand track. I'm assuming Kai is possibly going to be really good. Hurlings is going to be good. Lucas Kuhn is going to be really good. Geyser is really good there. So it's going to be a great weekend. One thing I will say, holy cow, bro, I don't have enough time. Like, qualifying day, legit, it's 7:25, 8:15, moto's at 10. I'm like, how do I have time to edit this and get the video out and then go live? Like, it was ordeal for me this weekend. But I think I got it figured out for a plan for next weekend. But yeah, that was kind of hectic. But overall, great weekend of moto. Great weekend of moto. We're going to have another great weekend. And then we have an off weekend, which is going to be nice before the last 3 rounds for both series, which is going to be sick. But yeah, with all that being said, make sure you guys hit the like and sub button on the road to 30K. Thank you guys so much for all the love. And we'll be back with our predictions Thursday, podcast Friday. So stay tuned for all that. Much love, guys. Stay safe. We're out.